everyone, I'm Allie.
And I'm Bella.
And in this Better Beader episode, Bella and I are going to show you how to use some of your odds and end beads to make really, really simple earrings. Gather up your odds and ends, some head pins, some ear wires, just some 20 gauge wire, and a little bit of your thread ends that still probably are connected to the needle, and we'll get started. So the first thing we're going to show is how to make this link with just some 20 gauge wire. So Bella has in her hand a round nose pliers and also some 20 gauge wire. She's going to take the round nose pliers and make an eye pin out of the wire, putting the round nose onto the end of the wire where you can see it but can't feel it, and turning the pliers away from herself, repositioning them, and then making it into a loop. A larger loop that you're going to hold at the bottom of the pliers here is going to be used to attach onto your ring. You can use a cosmic ring, you can use any bead that you want, but this is how you're going to make that loop. To straighten out the loop, simply put the wire back in and turn it that 45-degree angle to straighten it out. We're going to open up the loop here. Bella's going to slide in one of the rings, that cosmic ring, the little one, slide it on in there. And then we're going to use our needle nose pliers just to close it up. Now obviously this wire is a lot bigger than it needs to be, but what we're going to do now is you're going to stick one of your little beads on the top. And once you have the bead on the top, we're going to go ahead and turn it so we make another little eye pin working as a link at the top. That little eye pin then at the top is what we're going to use to attach actually to our ear wire. If you have trouble sticking your bead on at the end, you usually just have a little bit of a piece of the wire that is going to have a little bit bigger end. Chop that down, and you can usually slide your crystal onto the piece. Once you're at the top of the wire then, you're going to trim it down so you have about a quarter of an inch or so. Chop the extra wire off the top, and then Bella's going to turn it over to make a loop at the top in order to hold it on to the actual ear wire. Same deal, you're going to make a little bit smaller of a loop, holding where you can see the wire, but you can't feel it coming out through the top, and just turn the pliers away from you to make that simple loop. If you need to make the loop bigger to fit in more of the cosmic rings, you can do so by just holding it a little bit further down on those round nose pliers. As you put that through and pull that loop down closed, you're then going to take the loop that you make, and if you need to straighten it out, again, just kind of go in, hold it on the other side, and just kind of straighten it out there. Very easy solution. Open up the end, stick it on whatever ear wire you want to, close it up, and you have your earring. If you want to go ahead and make another loop to hang down in the design, all you're going to do is take another piece of that wire scrap, go ahead in and make another loop, and this time instead of going and putting a bead on, you're just going to put that loop onto your round nose pliers, take the wire on the outside of the round nose, and make a figure 8. If you need to make that figure 8 a little bit bigger to put in the cosmic ring, just push it back a little further on your round nose pliers. Cut that, you have your 8, and all you need to do then is open and close one size to create that nice little earring effect. Oh, so simple, really easy to do, and really easy to put on an ear wire and enjoy some of these possible extra little cosmic rings that you have. For our next pair of earrings, what I'm going to do is show you how to use a cosmic ring or a jump ring and some beads just to hang down. Say you have one cosmic ring and you have this toggle that's been sitting around for a while. Go ahead and make that figure 8. Attach the cosmic ring to the bottom of the toggle. Close up that figure 8. And then you can take some head pins, a couple little simple beads that you have, make a loop. Because the toggle doesn't open up, go ahead and add them on to your toggle bar or your toggle loop. Whether or not you spin around that eye pin, and if you need practice making the eye pins, there's a YouTube video just for that. You can add a little extra wire to the top there, make it a little bit more substantial. Trim that down and add on 4 more. Once you have 3 more, rather, on each side, add your ear wire to your top of your loop of your toggle for a whole nother look on the piece. This can be done whether or not you're using a little jump ring and attaching to them, a little bead, even some little high-end gemstones. Just like we attached the crystal at the top of the last piece that Bella did, you can attach another piece and another bead there if you want it to hang lower. For my next earring, since I just finished my little one with my toggle ring, you can see I hung a little bead there in the middle too. I'm going to use one of my extra halo beads. So I did it here with a diamond halo, and here I'm doing it with a super duo halo. I'm using an end of my scrap thread. I had this already attached and finished it on my last project, so I just have about a foot or so of thread. I'm going to sew through my little bead here into the center of this rose gold halo bead. Add a 15, sew through the other hole. When I come out that other hole there, I'm going to add 1, 2, 3 more 15s, sew through the second hole, sew through a 3mm silver bead that I have in there. 3 more beads go on, 1, 2, 3. So I'm using other beads other than the diamond duo or the super duo if I didn't have any to go through to connect the design. From here, go back through the piece, going back through the seed bead that sits in the middle, and that just decorates the outside of the little bead. From here, go back up through your 15s, coming out the last of those 3 15s. We're going to do a nice simple rotation here where we take our beads and go around the base of whatever halo we're doing. So you kind of have to figure out 4, 5, 6, 7, figure out how many you need. Let's do 8 and 9, 15 O's. Back through the 3 on the other side. What that's going to do is wrap the bottom of the bead with these 15 O's. If you see that it's a little bit too big, you can take 1 or 2 off. You can also hang a little bead down there. It's up to you. When I get to the top here, I'm going to add 1, 2, and 3 more 15s. Add just a little daisy spacer, because you probably have daisy spacers in your actual kit of your beading supplies. And then going up, I'll add a little wire guard or a wire protector. If you have a soldered ring, you can also use a soldered ring or a closed jump ring. Go back down through the other side of the wire guard, back down through that daisy spacer. You can also use an 8-0 seed bead if you had that. 3 more seed beads go on, and back down through the 3 along the side. Super simple. Doing this all just with a little piece of my thread ends, and you get these nice little silver earrings, silver and gold earrings with the halos. If you want to do it with the diamond duos, you have the diamonds, same deal, go through, add a little beads in. You can change up the design and have that in there. All you're going to do then, once you get through those 3 beads here, is come on over to the other side, straight across, up through this 3 seed beads, and then you're back at your start bead. You can do this with literally any 2-hole bead, wrapping your seed beads around it. The halo just gives it kind of that nice little fun extra look. You can do it with a plain super duo, you can do it with a round duo, disc duo, with a tila bead. Anything that's 2-hole like that, you can go through and add in that extra little look to the design. Simply tie off the thread ends. I'm not even going through and reinforcing this little piece at the top because it's an earring. It's lightweight. You burn down your little thread ends and finish it up. Again, there's a lot of times where you may have 1 bead, 2 beads left in your pile and you don't know exactly what to do with them. Check out the idea to make them into even simple little earrings just like that. Picking up then your ear wire, putting them right on. You can even put them onto the back for a little hang down onto some of your other pre-existing earrings as well, like this everyday earring. Once you have the hang of just taking these little odds and ends and some of that basic stringing work, as well as some of that basic wire working, you really have an endless supply of earrings. The only thing that's going to prevent you from making them is time, really. So look at the different ideas here, just really, really simple ideas, going in and playing around with some odds and ends. And thank you to Bella to come in and make a couple different pairs of earrings. Make sure also that when you're doing this, just to have all of your ends closed if they are open, and I suggest using some 20 gauge wire for most of those loops. Thanks so much for joining me in this Better Beader episode and the guest appearance by Bella in between one of her Zoom classes here at the Warehouse for Cyber School. We had fun making earrings and all different odd and end pieces by going through the stash and seeing what I already had and using some odds and ends in some 20 gauge wire, some head pins, and also just thread that's already attached to some of your needles burned off from a previous project. Hopefully this Better Beader episode will spark some creativity to look at your stash and your stock and come up with new ideas and do a simple introduction to using them up like making earrings. Earrings make a great gift, and they're usually very, very quick to do so, especially the types that we just made. As always, these Better Beader episodes are designed to make you feel more creative, be a better beader, and better at your craft. Remember, if you haven't already, click on that subscribe button so you don't miss anything from us here at Potomac Beads. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Give a little thumbs up, comment below with questions, ideas, and help out the beading community at large. And also make sure to post your designs on our Facebook group for beading and jewelry making, showing off the little odd and end earrings that you've come up with in your stash. Thanks so much for watching and enjoy your multitudes of new earrings.